Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel. Happy Sunday. Welcome to anyone who is new. Hi, my name is Elizabeth, and I'm a divine channeler, a medium, a spirit extractor specialist, and I also happen to be a divine twin flame on the path to reunion. So grateful for being here. I'm blessed to have amazing subscribers. I'm really grateful to be able to pay it forward and to help those on their journeys, whether it's a twin flame journey, whether you are a light worker, whether you are just seeking more information about the spiritual, how to connect to their higher self, how to connect with your guides, with your angels, how to protect yourself, ways to heal, even ways to inspire you to just shift consciousness and come to a different level. It's just been amazing to be able to support the collective, and I'm so incredibly grateful for it. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here, and thank you for being here. And if you are new, thank you so much. I mean, you may want to become a subscriber if there are things that resonate with you. I always firmly believe in that if you're meant to hear something, then you're meant to hear it. There are no coincidences there. I absolutely am a firm believer in synchronistic events and guidance. So see how these messages resonate. See what really sticks out to you, and don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt what you're intuitively getting. Everything is with resonation. So if you do strongly resonate, then absolutely the message is specifically for you. If you don't, it may not. It may not. But it's always best to take with you what resonates and leave the rest. This is a general message. This is for the collective, but it's a very, very powerful one today, and one that I know is very, very needed. This one is going to be coming from Archangel Michael himself. If you are new to the channel, I always have Michael in my corner. Michael's always in my corner. My statue here, very special to me. His place here with his candle, and I'm wearing military colors today because Michael is the militant. He's the militant angel. He's the general. And he really wanted to give a very special message to those of you who are divine feminines, who are twin flames in particular. This channel is for everyone. I just want to state that. So even if you're not a twin flame, my work is for everyone. I just want to say this before I start, is that I communicate with angels, with guides. I communicate with those who are on the other side, loved ones who are on the other side as well as a psychic medium. I'm a spirit communicator of all facets. I'm even a physical medium. I've even been known to communicate with the elementals, with the fairy, with tree spirits. I literally can communicate with in so many different ways. So I'm here, and I do offer services. If you'd like to go to theparanormalpriestess.com, that is my website. I do leave all of my contact information in the description, so you can definitely go there. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. But theparanormalpriestess.com, I offer services 30 minutes or an hour. I also offer very powerful and very unique high-level clearing work for those of you who may have things like attachments, psychic attacks, malicious souls, all those types of things. All the services that I offer are according to vibrational match. So my team does have to guide me to work with you, because the work that I do is very honest. If I'm not the correct reader that would be in the highest good for you, or the correct clearer, I will gracefully bow out and allow that other person to step in. And so that's how I work. It's all according to guidance, and I always offer my services with the utmost integrity. So I do check to see if you're a match, but if you are inquiring about my services, you can do so on my contact page on my website, and I will let you know either way. So I just wanted to just let people know that, so some people may be new. With this particular message, like I said, this one is an important one for the Divine Feminine. So Divine Feminine, please listen up if you are on the twin flame journey. I know things have been very quiet, very difficult. Some people have been having a lot of trouble with keeping the faith, losing their patience, having a lot of very difficult emotions come up. And Michael wanted to really step forward to address what is happening with the Divine Masculine, how the Divine Masculines are responding. There's lots going on that you are most likely unaware of. And when we go through these periods, it's very, very easy to experience those doubts. We'll go through periods where we're like, okay, I don't have any doubts, I'm free of doubts, I'm trusting this 111%, and then all of a sudden, we'll be at these points where those doubts will creep in again. And it's usually those quiet times. It's usually when our beloveds have backed communication completely off, or cut it off completely, and we're having those quiet times, and it might be a while, and we're not experiencing any type of communication, and we're not experiencing any type of physical evidence of this connection. And so it's really important to understand why we're not seeing that physical evidence, and to understand that there are absolutely things that are going on, that we have to respect these processes. We have to be aware that these processes are being addressed. And so, that's what I'm here to be able to deliver with Archangel Michael's address here. I will be reading this message. I asked Michael if it was in the highest good for me to actually get down all of his words, or if he just wanted me to just relay in general whatever he spoke to me about. And he wanted me to get the words down. He wanted it very, very direct. He wanted it word for word. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I hope this helps all of you. I've been hearing a lot of things from the Divine Feminine Collective as far as I'm having a very hard time, especially with the Mercury retrograde that just passed. Lots of things coming up to the surface. It's been a very kind of quiet time, and an unsure time, questionable time, as the Divine Feminine is feeling. So let me know. You can leave comments below if this is validating your own experiences or revalidating your experiences. And of course, as I always say, if you're having any synchronicities that happen with these messages, I love hearing that. There's so many. I get so many from the videos too when I go back. If you have been on my channel for a while, if you are a subscriber, I'll come back and there'll be like 1122 views, 333 likes, things like that. And it's just really amazing. And sometimes certain things come up at certain time signatures for specific people. And I think that's really cool. It's amazing. The power of the message goes way beyond just delivering it, with words. So that's fantastic. By the way, I will announce this also before I start. I will not be here next week because it is Easter, for those of you who celebrate Easter. So for the holiday weekend, for Sunday, I will not be uploading. But of course, I will be back the following week, so no worries. But the holiday week, I will not be here. So just take note of that. Okay. So I think that's all I want to say. I believe so. Those are the announcements that I had. And okay, let's get into this message. And if you do like this message, don't forget to hit like or favorite this, because there might be things that you may want to revisit at a later time. So just be aware of that. Dearly beloveds, it is I, Michael, Prince of the Heavenly Hosts, General of the Father's angelic army, and the Mother's loving embrace of fortitude. It is clear that many of you are having many difficulties understanding what is taking place at this time, since much that you have come to understand has been tested and has not been providing much manifested evidence of its truth. You have experienced much in waves of the heart, and so many old paradigm programs and belief systems have been eradicated by your counterpart or opposite and complementary partner known as the twin flame. We say to you that the time has come. The union process has begun for many. However, it is not how you thought of the union process being experienced, is it? Understand that not all is what it seems in the world of illusion. The process of union in the manifested is one that takes many shapes and forms in order to emerge as a driving force in the physical reality of change. There are codes, there are thoughts to be processed, there are different levels of awareness of consciousness that must be undergone, and so this is never an immediate awareness. This is why I'm reminding all divine feminines that patience is required highly at this time. What is being addressed, many of you would like to know and understand. I can clarify what is being addressed. However, it is up to you to be able to allow us to assist in the ways that are in the highest good. And these ways, divine feminines, you may not necessarily see or hear in the manifested reality as of yet. The divine masculines are activated with the awareness of self and all that has transpired, which prevented them from expressing their true nature. All false entrapments, which were free will decisions or the 666 code, have been coming to the surface for them. The ego and its judgments. The ego, in which dictates how life and the self is to be conducted, and how it is to be compared to others in order to weigh out the comparisons. So if you have watched last week, we talked about the 666. We talked about what that means, and that it's not something that is evil. It has to do with the ego and becoming aware of the ego beliefs and the ego thoughts, whatever has been limiting you. So become aware of that so that way you can clear that. Your beloveds have now karmic debts which they are paying. These karmic debts have been the weights upon their heart spaces that disallow the twin flame spark to turn brightly to turn brightly with truth and recognition. The light has been dulled. Partnerships of the past, decisions that have been less than desirable, are now making their way to the surface, along with many of the lower emotional attachments to them. If they have acted out of fear, they are now being made aware of the consequences of these actions. So this is really important. I do get karmic cycles coming up. Transmuting karma really is transmuting it. And so we have the divine masculines that are having to deal with the past, having to deal with actions of the past, whether with their old partners, things that transpired, things that went on. They are now experiencing those emotions from that, the pain from that, the hurt from that, the guilt from that. Those things are coming up. So please be aware. You could very well be picking up on what your divine masculine is going through and experiencing, and you go, oh, I don't feel like this is mine. I don't understand why this is coming up. Or you may have some of your own things in regards to that coming up as well. Just be aware that divine masculines are strongly receiving this now. Whatever guilt or remorse are coming up to the surface, they must be felt and worked through. This is all part of the union process. So this does not mean that a physical partnership would be at the highest good at this time. It also does not necessarily mean your specific partner would be ready to confess these feelings connected to these actions. So please be aware of that. So if you're not in the physical union, there's a reason for that. The physical partnership, the living together, the having that. It's not prepared yet. It's not prepared. And that's because a lot of this older stuff is still on its way out. I know when I'm hearing many of you, I've been on this for a long time. This thing has been going on for years. I'm very tired. I'm exhausted from doing this. How much work do I need to do? All of that. Believe me, I'm on this, guys. I totally get that. And I would be lying if I would say to you that there are times that I don't feel that. Of course I do. I'm an authentic twin, so I go through a lot. I'm here trying to support everyone as best as I can and offer sessions and share my gifts and my abilities, but I go through these things. I do get it. But understand that it would not work out in the physical as a partnership if this type of energy was present, if you and your partner were not in alignment. And it's all about the higher alignment, as we had talked about in the previous video. So it's really important to honor where you're at, honor where your partner is at, where your masculine is at, and know that if it was time to be in that physical partnership, then it would have happened. If not, then it is actually a blessing that it hasn't happened yet, because you would be experiencing chaotic energies and you would actually be triggering each other even more so, and you would be repelling each other. So it's important to understand that. Yes, some triggering is meant to happen when you physically come together and then you part again. But again, if you are not in that consistent partnership, in that harmonized partnership, then there is still more healing to be done. For some, they are stepping forward and communicating how they have behaved and what has driven them to do so, and how these actions no longer resonate with their current state. I must say, I'll admit this, I don't give too much information at all about my own personal situation with my Divine Masculine. This is for privacy, private reasons, but my Divine Masculine has not communicated, telepathically communicated for a while. And so I just let that be. I focused on myself. I focused on my mission. I focused on what nurtures me, nurtures my soul, nurtures my body, self-care, all of that. And Michael alerted me that my Divine Masculine was going to be communicating with me. My gosh, and lo and behold, that particular night, my Divine Masculine communicated with me, so only a couple of nights ago. And there was a lot. There was a lot that was coming up that he wanted to confess. So this definitely resonates. I'm just curious, if you want to share if your Divine Masculine has stepped forward, either telepathically or directly in the physical, to share their deep thoughts about the past, their deep feelings, even more so about the past. Let me know. Let me know. Is this happening for many? If you are feeling sadness, frustration, fear, and overwhelming emotions, you are experiencing the purging of your beloved's masculine old 3D paradigm programming. There you go. And you are releasing your own fears that are connected to the journey and the ways in which you have been in the past. Okay, so your own past, Divine Feminines, some of you are also releasing that past as well. A lot of the experiences, of course, with your beloved are parallel. So this may be coming up for you too. Become aware of it, acknowledge it, and work through whatever's coming up. Love heals all. That's all I'll say is love heals all. So when these things come up, once we can look at our experiences through the higher lens of love and intend on letting it go, no longer carrying it, it's like 1,000 pounds of weights have been lifted off of us. We are liberated. So it's all a good thing for yourself and for your counterpart. There is a deep cleansing of the past and how you have created this past, and at this point, how it brought you to this point. There is a deep cleansing of the past, how you have created this past, how it has brought you to this point of the union process. Your masculine now knows the truth. I got a very personal message from Michael letting me know that. And validation also from my twin telepathically. Oh yes, we are securing their identity of the divine. We are enlightening them with the connection and its higher significance. We are pushing them forward if they are still holding tightly to the identities that they have been guided to break free from. Many have already. Some others are caught up in more complex scenarios that require stronger measures of guidance. And this we are enacting through the dream space, signs, and synchronistic orchestrations, as well as by speaking with them quite directly so that they are paying closer attention to what is being received within. Okay, so there's a deeper understanding going on, a deeper consciousness, or we'll say higher, deeper, higher consciousness of the connection, of the twin flame, the beloved connection. And this is causing them to really let it in a lot more, really reflect upon it and understand it at deeper levels, higher levels. So this is all really, really good. And this, of course, reconfirms the activations they've been going through all this time, right? Yes, it does take quite a bit of time for many of us, you know, a number of years or so. It's different for every journey, of course, and the earth is very different. So we have different energies here. But it's not about the timing. And for any of you who are still holding very tightly to the timing, if you could just throw that timing away, it's not going to serve you whatsoever with time. This is all according to divine timing, divine will. It's about healing and preparation. So I just always want to drive home those truths. They are receiving knowledge and they are receiving guidance to make those changes. The 555 coding. Okay, so just pay attention to this. The 555 coding is being activated strongly for them so that they are feeling the disconnection of their old ways of relating and choosing. So yes, we have talked about these things before, but we're talking about these things at much higher levels now, much more accelerated rate, a deeper understanding, a much clearer awareness now. They are not relating to their old lives, their old partners, their old choices. They're not relating to it any longer. There's a disconnect, that feeling of disconnect. And that's when you know when something is finished, it's over. So Michael says here it's devoid of feeling. They may choose to depart from their karmic partnerships as soon as they are able to find the means. So some are still struggling a little bit, or trying to find their way out of the karmic partnership. So there's still a little bit more left for them to do as far as ending the karmic partnership, even though they emotionally feel it. Michael says here, if it is prosperity or real estate to acquire, some people are in, some legal situations, some are looking for, they need the prosperity to go ahead with the divorce. There might be children involved, those types of financial situations. The divine is stepping in. Please know that. If this speaks to you, the divine is stepping in to provide what would assist the greater collective of twin flame reunion. I do get a lot of clients that are worried about how am I going to have this and that? How am I going to have the prosperity? How am I going to go through with this? How am I going to be able to move? How? I get the same messages from their team, the same messages from Archangel Michael. The divine is there to support you. 444. Support, divine support. They are there to support you with whatever you would require to be able to move forward in the union process or on the union process. You will receive it. You will receive it. Don't doubt it. Don't fall into the thoughts of lack. I definitely suggest and recommend that you focus on always being able to tap into unlimited abundance, unlimited resources, unlimited prosperity, etc., etc. If you stay in that receiving mode, believe me, and putting those requests, those prayer requests out there to your team to continue to support you on your path will do a lot of good. So please stay positive with that. You are being supported. If there are masculines who have only served the self in an ego fashion of need, okay? Now, for those masculines who are really very heavily into ego, okay? Whatever the case may be. For some, this may be those who have twin flames who are in the public eye, where there's a lot of ego, a lot of false identity, lots of illusions going on there. This situation may speak very strongly to you. It really just depends on the type of dynamic that you are in. But Michael is saying if they are serving the self in an ego fashion or need, they will find that their fortunes shall dissipate. Okay? Since their pattern no longer serves the greater collective in which the unity consciousness has already been serving. Okay? So those types of ways, those false identities, the superficial lifestyle, the living from ego, the false status, all of those types of things. If you are really worrying or freaking out that, my gosh, my twin flame is involved in X, Y, and Z. I don't know how they're going to get out of it. I don't know how they're going to be able to let the divine light and love in when they're living from that place. At this point, they are not going to be supported. And not that you are wishing your beloved to struggle. It's not about that whatsoever. It's not about, oh, good, you're struggling now. Not at all. Not at all. Because remember, we're coming from an unconditional love and a compassionate place for our partners. But they're not going to receive that support because now it's about the collective, the twin flame collective unity consciousness. And that greater collective, that greater unity, that's what it's about. So that type of energy no longer serves the greater collective. And so divine support shall not be granted there. There are some who are experiencing hardships and fallouts personally and professionally. And with this comes great change. When this great change occurs, there is no other choice but a different one. 555. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be some divine masculines. It depends, again, on everyone's different dynamic, but there's going to be some divine masculines where they will have to go through a harsh time, a harsh struggle, whether they fall into debt, whether they thought they had it all and it was taken away, whether it's a marriage that they thought, or a relationship they thought they had it all, and it's not working out, and they're feeling disconnect, and that's ending. For some it may end abruptly. For others, they knew it was ending for a while, but just they haven't physically taken those steps. But the thing is, whatever hardships that may befall them, it's for their highest good. It's for them to be able to make those changes. That's where the changes occur. So it is good for them. So for some, there may be that tower moment. For some, there may be that great tower moment. And if that's what it takes to help walk them back to love, to help them to step into the truth of who they are and the truth of why they're here, then that's what needs to be. So just be aware of that. So if things are quiet, if things are not physically evident, it's because this is going on underneath the surface. Divine Feminine. While these significant releases and changes are being enacted, you will seem to find yourself in the dark. Okay, so Michael states this. For many, you will feel the unquestionable doubts of where the path leads, and if it leads anywhere you have been experiencing in the higher realms with your beloveds. Know that all that is being experienced as the higher twin flame connection and ethic realms is the very experience that you will make physical. Okay, so there's a lot of that connecting going on in the higher realms. We're experiencing that. We're experiencing the union, the spiritual union, that spiritual marriage has been consummated. And as above, so below, as I always say. So it's only a matter of time before it becomes physical. So don't give up on that, because it's not a fantasy. It's not that it will never happen. Again, Michael is really drawing the attention to the process and patience, and that things are being addressed, and there's a lot more going on under the surface or behind closed doors than what you realize. In fact, many of you have been having these vivid higher realm experiences with your beloveds, and these are not to bait you with false promises, beloveds. These signs from our world are not present to taunt or mislead. They are there to show truth versus the illusionary physical world that you and your beloved have been subjected to as a choice of evolving the soul to the level of self-mastery and ascension. I get some clients that say to me, my gosh, I'm trying to let go of my twin and release it, and why in the heck am I getting their birthday on license plates and hearing their name and getting songs and getting all these signs and synchronicities? How in the heck can I stay detached while still getting these signs? And I'm glad that Michael did bring this up. It's not to taunt, it's not to mislead or anything like that. These signs, these synchronicities, what you're experiencing, are constantly reminding you of the truth that's happening. It's already happening, and that this truth will eventually be manifesting so that way you are physically experiencing it. So it's letting you know that the path is still moving forward. It's still going on. It's reminding you of that. So you can stay detached from what's going on with your twin flame in the physical as best you can. Use your guidance on that. If you're feeling like it's damaging you in any way, or if it's too toxic for you, if you feel like you really can't heal yourself, if you're staying too attached to what's going on in your twin's life, then it is the best thing for you to detach and to focus on you, and to, practice self-care, do what you need to do while still loving your twin, while still having faith and trust, and still embracing the signs and synchronicities that this thing isn't over. It is not over. Even if it's quiet, if it's silent, you're not hearing anything, you haven't heard anything, your twin pulled away, they're still with the karmic, yada, yada, yada. It is not over. Process. Michael really wants me to strongly focus on that. So please be aware of that. Okay? The signs from our world, as he said, not to taunt or mislead. Your masculines are under the impression that you are the one. I got validation of that from my twin telepathically after a long time. Yeah. They're knowing, guys. Many of them are knowing. Are you seeing it in the physical? Are they directly coming to you in the physical? For some, maybe. For some, maybe. If not, or maybe you haven't met your twin yet, these messages are being revealed. They are getting the insights. They are getting that communicated to them. You are the one. And that would mean that all other options and choices would cease to exist. Okay, so, which for many would be a great turn of events and their comfortable 3D patterning. They cannot simply turn around and turn into their higher self within moments. The anchoring of the higher self is again a process which is a deep and tumultuous undertaking of stages of consciousness in order for the higher self to anchor. Really, really important there. Okay, with the awareness of understanding that you are the one, you are their counterpart, you are their beloved. This is a really, this is a life-changing piece of information here, guys. So, they've created this entire world, this entire identity. They've been comfortable in how they've been living and all of that. And this is a shakeup. It's a shakeup to realize this, to understand that that's the truth. They try to pull away, only to come back to it. And they're realizing for many now that this is truth. And so other options, they're just not going to work now. They're not. Other choices, I'm not drawn to making them anymore. So, that's hard. That's difficult. It's difficult. It's a whole new ball of wax for them. And I'm glad that Michael mentioned that the anchoring of the higher self is a process. Okay, it's undertaking stages of consciousness. So understand that an anchoring does not suddenly occur. Nothing, beloveds, is instantaneous when it comes to awakening and proceeding from a higher state of being. To embody that new higher state of being would require what I had mentioned earlier. Okay? Karmic cycles and newer perspectives gained from the healing of these cycles will lead you all to the higher self anchoring and the higher alignment required for twin flame union. This is, I would say, a really key piece of information here as far as what's going on now energetically. Karmic cycles and the newer perspectives gained from the healing of these cycles will lead you all, or just got chills, lead you all to the higher self anchoring and the higher alignment required for twin flame union. I mean, I got chills right down the left side of my crown. If any of you got chills with that, let me know. Huge there, huge. This is now coming to a head. Your divine masculine is being prompted to look upon their journey with new eyes. They are now being brought back to the truth of their own hearts and souls and to the truth of the greatest soul connection that ever existed. The furthering of their understanding is the fabric of their new consciousness, and this, beloved feminines, is taking place as we speak, though it is unclear in your physical reality until it is taken action by your beloveds by new free will choices of the higher. Do not despair or feel you are at a loss with your beloved. It is in the highest good to release and detach if necessary, as what I mentioned earlier. If your beloved returns to communicate in the direct physical reality or by telepathic means, it is encouraged for the divine feminine to communicate without judgment or anger. So some of these masculines may be stepping forward just like mine did, either telepathically or quite directly in the physical. And there's going to be a lot they need to get off of their chest. A lot. A lot that they have gone through, a lot of changes, a lot of aha moments, a lot of deeper reflections that they're now making sense of things. They are owning up to so much of what they believe to be true for them, only to find out that they were illusions. And this is difficult in itself. Okay, so it is about having compassion. I know a lot of the divine feminine have gone through painful experiences. It is definitely in the highest good for both to release those. But yeah, it is difficult as to some of the emotions, some of the things that are coming up for the divine masculine to face. Demonstrating your unconditional love in a nurturing matriarchal sense will soothe their guilt and sorrows and will give them the strength to face their shadow selves and the ways in which they have created self-sabotage in a myriad of ways. Okay, that's that shadow self. Forgive and renew your love for your masculine and put the past timelines away. They no longer serve. You may be finding that their older experiences and emotions are coming through in dream time, and you may also be receiving telepathic transmission of this as well. So keep that in mind. Send your love and light to their experiences and know that all that has been difficult was there to teach them of their self-worth or a lack of self-worth. Yeah. The solar plexus is being strongly activated, and all that has been limiting their empowerment and self-confidence and worth will be pushed up to the surface. So solar plexus, it's being addressed now. They are having the deepest of uncomfortable experiences that have limited them in this energetic center resurface in order to clear this indefinitely. So they may step into their true power rather than a false material sense of power that the 3D earth place has long venerated. Lastly, your beloveds are letting go of their childhood traumas and the repressed emotions and false psychological beliefs associated. They are being guided to clear the hurt and the pain from these childhood wounds which have closed much of their heart space. So we do have the heart chakra being addressed as well, solar plexus as well as the heart. The heart space in which has created, they have negative energy with their emotional and mental bodies. So I'm going to read that one more time. They've been guided to clear the hurt and pain from these childhood wounds which have closed much of their heart space and have created negative energy within their emotional and mental bodies. I apologize, just to clarify that. Their heart spaces are being cleared of trauma, old emotions, and also anyone who has left a negative emotional imprint on their heart. The divine is encouraging them to revisit these events and people so that they will no longer have an impact on their ability to give and receive love. Really important. Of course it's important if we are able to attract and stay harmonized in the physical. See, the ability to give and receive love, how has it been impeded? Many of your masculines have closed the door of love, refusing to give it nor receive it, or it is greatly restricted with conditions that have been placed due to painful experiences in the past. These particular masculines will find that they are facing off these painful experiences and feeling the weight of their actions. Again, the karmic actions, the karmic cycles. Now is the time for all of these actions to be transmuted with the powerful violet flame. And all emotions and thoughts connected can be transformed by the Holy Spirit. Okay, so I've talked about the violet flame. I've done videos on the violet flame, how to invoke it. Saint Germain will definitely assist with that. Archangel Zachiel, the seventh ray. And it's really important, a very important time right now to assist yourself and your beloved with the violet flame invocations. This will greatly help the transmuting of the karmic cycles that are coming up and all the thoughts and the emotions that are coming along with it. This is all a part of the twin flame union process that will prepare your connection for the physical harmonization stage which awaits you. It is my honor and great pride to serve the Twin Flame Collective and to also be the leader that guides all back to love. Divine Feminines, you have been brave, you have been strong, and you have been patient. You have healed in ways that are commendable, and you have found your place within the world and have been giving. Please continue to be the light, and with this light, your beloved Divine Masculine shall find their way back home. Michael, I am. So wow, what an address from Archangel Michael. Lots going on there, lots of information to take in, a lot to be aware of. I hope that this has helped so many of you who are struggling right now. Like I had said earlier, you may want to like this video or favorite it because there may be pieces of this that you have not really let absorb yet. There might be pieces of this that maybe you missed. So it might be a good idea to save it and to go back to it and maybe take a couple listens again, and there'll be more pieces there for you. This certainly has helped me. I've been having a hard time lately as well. So I'm really happy that Michael volunteered to step forward to address the Divine Feminines in regards to the Divine Masculines. This is one heck of a time right now, and it is all moving forward. So thank you so much for allowing me to share these messages, these higher messages. And I'm wishing all of you a very, very happy holiday next week. Thank you so much for all of your support. And as I always say, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Many bright blessings to all of you. Stay in the faith, stay in the trust, stay in the surrender, and know that everything is moving in the right direction and you are in the right place right now. Take care, everyone. I'll see you all soon.